Hi, good afternoon. My name's Charles Sampson and I'm a member of the Nova Scotians for Equalization Fairness. What I'd like to say this afternoon is that we have a problem here with our political representation. We no longer really get any representation of the constituents. The party control and is being exercised that these individual members do not have the freedom to actually represent our members, and this is clearly illustrated in what has been going on. The two retiring federal members that have been there for 19 years have not done anything concerning the equalization that is occurring in Nova Scotia. And what is occurring here is basically a crime, because the emphasis is on the capital region and not the outlying areas of rural Nova Scotia. And this has got to change. The issue of 26.8%, which is given each year for the deficiency in the fiscal capacity, their tax capacity related to property, is a municipal tax base or tax resource. It is not distributed. I received a letter from Maureen MacDonald, who was the finance minister in the NDP government in 2011. And in 2011-12, she quotes that municipal deficiency as 26.8% of the total transfer. That's a considerable amount of money. The transfer that particular year was $1,417,000,000. So today we're talking in excess of $2 billion to transfer. And if we make this easy with reference to the calculation, taking 25% rather than the 26.8, that's a $500 million that should go to the various municipal units that are identified in the provincial program. But they have capped this particular program earlier on at 32 million. And how can 32 million address what is federally funded each year by 26.8%, or in an approximation of that amount? This is a disappointment, because that particular calculation should be evidence for even our municipal councillors who have not exercised any kind of discretion in questioning what's going on here. Our MPs, our MLAs, the same thing. Unless this is going to be addressed, you can be assured that this community is going to continue to economically de-develop rather than develop. It is, and the tax rate being so high, you cannot attract business. Young people considering coming to this area would really look down upon it, because if they're thinking of opening a business, they're more likely to go, as a young person, to go up into Halifax and start their business up there. So this whole thing is planned de-development of these outlying areas of rural Nova Scotia. And since we're the second largest municipality, we're going down in size. We're losing too much people. And that amounts to our young people, which is what you need to start this, revive the economy in this area. It is really a shame, and to me it's a crime, and it should be exposed. And unless it's exposed, don't look forward to any type of development occurring in this area. Our politicians have to speak for this area, and to me, the only way it's probably going to be done, since we're dealing with a party structure which is hierarchical in structure and controlled from the top, we need to elect independents who will be free to speak for the constituents here and to fight for what should be coming to this area. Had sufficient funds been put in this area, and you have to remember, this is the supreme law of the country. It's in the Constitution. It has been policy since 1957, but it was enshrined as the supreme law in 1982, and they're not abiding by the Constitution. They simply are going by perhaps whatever they did prior to the enshrinement. Can't seem to find out how that is not being followed or what the procedure was prior to that. They transfer it unconditionally, attempts to try and get the authority for doing that after an enshrinement in the Constitution. No one wishes to answer. But whenever I mention or someone else mentions this 26.8% that should be going to the municipal units, everyone that tries to shoot down what we're saying, they vanish. No one can deal with this particular portion of a 26.8%, which came, and it was also confirmed by an official in the Federal Department of Finance. So it is a bona fide fact that our councillors, our MPs, and MLAs should be in the forefront finding out where this money, all of these years, has been spent. Since it has not been spent for the areas that generate it, that's the problem. And that's something that has to change. And this election that's coming up, it's time our people here began to ensure the people that they vote for are in the forefront of exposing this kind of underfunding of the areas outside of the capital region in this province. Thank you.